Hello, my name is Vikram. You may or may not know me, but I wanted to give out a message to the 2020 graduating class. I was driving home today and I was passing by the high school that I graduated from in 1999. And out in front, I saw, "Congratulations, Mustangs, hashtag 2020 Mustangs." And it brought this overwhelming sense of emotions through my body. Because I remember when I graduated from high school, to me and my friends, it wasn't really that big of a deal. We didn't really attend high school. We had our couple of classes where we really appreciated our teachers, and so we'd go to them. Or we had a couple of classes where they were harder to ditch, and so we knew we had to be there. But we still enjoyed walking, right? I remember at one point, a couple of us thought we weren't going to walk because of the amount of cuts that we had had, or the trouble that they had got into, or whatever it was. We had to kind of plead with the school to get them to walk, and it was kind of a big deal. At that point, we realized, like, oh, we wanted to walk, and we had the option to walk, and we had done things that maybe didn't allow us to have that experience. Well, you graduating class of 2020, whether you're in high school or you're in junior high or you're in college or you're in grad school or you're doing something else, it almost was a rite of passage. I put in my time. One of the rewards was to get to go out stage with my friends, with my family, with my supporters, with my colleagues, with our professors and our teachers and the faculty. And we would have an opportunity to celebrate, formally celebrate. And some of you might be feeling at a loss, like, we don't get that opportunity. It's not fair. The class next year is going to do it. The year before got to do it. What about us? Why don't we get to do it? Why aren't we able to do it? And when you're a 17, 18-year-old young adult, it's sometimes hard to understand that. Well, let me share something with you. Let me share with you why 2020 is the luckiest graduating class ever, hands down. Here's why. 2020 was a year that you didn't get to choose what was going to happen to you. Well, guess what? Nobody gets to choose that in any year, right? No big deal. The difference is that your world shut down and ours were hiccups. Your world turtles were very tall. Ours were, a couple inches, maybe a foot. Big deal. I can tell you one of the things that's going to become of your class, your 2020 class. I can tell you one thing that I know is going to happen. You are going to be stronger. You're going to be more creative. You guys are going to create more. In 20 years, when they do a case study on 2019, 2021, and 2020 students, you're going to be the ones that create more. You're going to be the ones that understand how to deal with adversity more. You're going to be the ones that get it, because you're the ones who had to come out in a world of complete chaos. For the last 60 to 100 days, your class has been talking about the issues at hand. And hopefully you just don't talk about the problems. You started to think about different solutions. You started to think about, what are the opportunities that are there for people in my situation? What events can we put on that we couldn't do properly, or we have to do differently because of the world that we live in? You're going to come out of this. I don't like to use the word crisis because that puts your mind into a negative place. You're going to come out of this time. You're going to come out of this adversity with so much more grit, so much more power, so much more ability to think outside of the box within a structure. You're going to have the ability to take on so much more at your job. You're going to have the ability to create businesses that survive an epidemic like this. You're going to create this. See, diamonds are really just lumps of coal that have had pressure applied to them for years and years and years and years. And eventually what pops out of there is a diamond. But you guys are the diamonds. You've had the pressure put onto you years after years after years. And when things got hard, you kept applying pressure. You kept putting the pressure on. You kept putting the pressure on. You kept making your diamonds bigger and better and more clear, more valuable, harder. That's what you're doing. And even though right now you might feel like you're missing out, I've seen some beautiful things that I would never have seen in my neighborhood had I not had this time. I've seen families come together for graduations in amazing, beautiful ways. Families are getting little balloons and 2020 banners, and they're putting the signs out, and then the friends and the parents, it gives me chills. It makes me want to cry. So beautiful. They drew drive-bys, right? Somebody serving a drink to the families on trays, right? So that you have social distancing, but everybody can have a cheers. As I was walking with a friend, we saw a couple of graduates, so we just put on the graduation music and we cheered and we congratulated them, or as they're doing their photography or they're with their family, right? We wouldn't have done things like this in the past. But we have to become creative as a society. We have to become creative as an economy. We have to become creative as people. See, children have no fear over the coronavirus unless you put the fear into them. They don't know. They're just being creative and beautiful. What if you did that? What if you go back to that childlike creativity where when you were a kid, you didn't care what you did as long as you were having fun, as long as your needs were met? What if we go back to that childlike creativity? And what if you start creating from that ability where everything was to your advantage? Everything was about your fun. Everything was new. What if you go back to that kind of world? What if you start taking off the barriers that have been placed on you by society? You see, the people that come out of 2020, the graduating class that comes out of 2020, you are going to do amazing things. You might have already been on track to doing amazing things, so there's a lot of young people out there that are doing things that blow me out of the water every day. Now, you've been given that force, that fuel on top of the fire that you've been burning and creating for years. And to you, class of 2020, my hat goes off. My heart is full of joy watching you come together as community and society and what you're doing for each other to keep each other positive during this time. It's been absolutely beautiful. I saw some girls at the fountain taking pictures for prom. No dates, just them. They're giggling and laughing. I don't know what they're talking about. I just drove by. I said, oh, what are these girls all dressed up for at the pond? Like, what's going on? And then you realize, because we're so out of date, we're so out of this time realm that society has put on us. We just think in kind of universal time, which is abundant, infinite, always going. I saw these young girls just having the best time of their life. And you can either feel like you're missing out on something, or you can feel like you're exactly where you need to be. You can feel like you're the victim and you didn't get to go to prom, or you didn't get to go to formal or whatever the dance is. I don't know now. I've been graduated for too many years. But whatever that function was at school that you missed, it can either be an opportunity to be a victim or a victor. Those girls that still dressed up, they still went out and got their pictures. They still had their corsages on them. Maybe their dad pinned them. Instead of some guy that they may or may not have a relationship with in the future. Maybe somebody that they love more dearly than anything had an opportunity to pin them. I don't know. I do know, though, that class of 2020, for those of you who take this opportunity to become creative, for those of you who take this opportunity to think outside of what normal is, for those of you who take the opportunity to be the victor, not the victim, my God, the world is blessed to have you. And what you will create out of this time will be just unimaginable. And you're going to take a time where so many people are claiming to be victims, and you're going to be victors. And you're going to take this world and you're going to just do something amazing. And I hope you remember me, because I want to see the amazing things you're creating. I want to say, I knew you were going to do it. I knew class of 2020 was going to come out the gates kicking butt and taking names, because they went through so much adversity at such a young age that they didn't take for granted anything, and they knew that they could do whatever they wanted, and they would have the creativity to do anything. They have no boxes, they have no limitations. Class of 2020, you rock. Hey, if you know somebody that is in the 2020 class, please message. Please share this with your administrators. Please share this with your schools. Please share this with your friends. Please share this with the parents of 2020. Your kids did not miss out on anything. Your kids have advantages that nobody else in the world has. Please do not let your kids think they're victims. Please do not think that you're a victim. Please do not allow them to think in weakness. Please be the light that shows them that they are victorious and that they are blessed, and they are blessed beyond belief, and they are lucky that they got to be class of 2020. The only class that I know ever who hasn't had a walking stage across the board. I've never seen schools shut down. I've never seen schools stop activities. I've never seen no kids in front of schools before. And yet, here we are. Here we are. And you are the victor, never the victim. Never the victim. So class of 2020, my hat goes off to you. And I am excited to see what you do, because you guys and gals are going to be even more amazing than what you already are. Congratulations. And you've earned it. Have an amazing, beautiful, blessed day. Again, my name is Vikram Diol, and I just wanted to share this from the bottom of my heart that I am so excited to see what y'all do. Have a great day.